What's up, Internet? I'm addressing a question from a listener about suitcase inverter generators. And the question goes along the lines of, is this a good deal? Would this be good for backup emergency power? Kind of, sort of, And the ones that they had sent me a picture of was an advertisement for 2,000 watt suitcase style inverter generators. And those are great generators to throw in the back of a truck, charge drill motor batteries, to run temporary lighting. They're handy, they're small, and they're light. They're really quiet. That's kind of a niche market as far as those types of things goes. I mean, think about it. Everything that you would do with the kind of the big thing in the market these days is the solar generators, and pretty much everything that those will do, but gasoline or propane powered. Now, any of these that you get that are propane powered, and I believe the ones that they sent me, without going back and looking, are propane capable also. Anything that you're going to run off of propane, derate it. I can't remember the percentage, but I mean, if it's a 2,000 watt peak, you're probably looking at somewhere more like a 1,700 watt peak if you're running it on propane. Now, that in comparison to a more conventional style of generator, and I'm not even including, like my inverter generator that I have is a 3,000 watt Honda, or my dad, he's got one of the bigger Hondas. I think it's like a 5,500 or a 6,500 inverter Honda generator that is 220 capable. It is a very expensive unit. It's super nice, but very expensive. So, getting back to suitcases versus conventional. A conventional style generator they're gonna be louder, but they're gonna hold more fuel. They're not going to be as efficient with that fuel, but you're not going to have to refill them every few hours like you're going to have to with these little suitcases. I've got personal experience with them. The fuel supply doesn't last very long. The power that they produce is going to be less efficient also, but it's going to handle your inductive loads and stuff better for the most part. It's just a general rule of thumb. And this is also, for the most part, comparing Chinesium to Chinesium. So, I guess, the bottom line is, if you're physically capable of moving and manipulating a larger, heavier generator, for the amount of money that you're going to spend for 2,000 watt suitcase inverters, you can get a 220 volt capable, propane capable, conventional portable for about that same amount of money. It's going to run all night without having to go back out there in the middle of the night and refill it. It is going to be loud, but you're going to have a whole lot more electrical capability with it also. So I hope that helps. And for comparisons, kind of apples to oranges. But for me, I can't really talk to folks that live in town or suburban environments and that kind of thing that much. All I can do is speculate because I ain't never done it. Living in a rural area like I do, as I would suspect it would be in a more sprawled out suburban type area, conventional generators ain't going to cause you that much trouble as far as the noise goes. Now, this is not taking into account the end of the world, man, or whatever, where you're trying to really conceal stuff, because then you start worrying about noise pollution footprint versus, visual footprint, if you're using solar type stuff. I mean, you go down a whole nother rabbit hole with this kind of thing. If you're just wanting emergency power just in case, and you don't mind it being loud, and as far as the electrical efficiency goes on the inverter style generators versus conventional, if you're worried about sensitive electronics and that kind of stuff, most of the stuff's going to be fine anyway. And I can give examples of this that I don't worry about that too much. As long as the hertz and the voltage is within a certain range and the generator is large enough to handle the load without surging, I don't worry about it. Most of your stuff, you know, like if you're going to plug a laptop up to it, it's already got its own power supply on it anyway. So it's already filtered, if that makes any sense. If it's something that you are worried about it, like a desktop computer, you probably need to have those on UPSs, even if you're using a wall outlet. So, you know, if you do that anyway, you've already eliminated that problem. It's my 2 cents. I'll decompress this at some point in time and make a more detailed comparison, especially since I've got 2 sitting behind my house, an inverter and a conventional right now that I use regularly. So that's what I got. I'll talk to you later. Bye.